Hey, you guys, come closer. There's something I want to tell you. Something important. You ready? Okay. Stop texting and driving. It's ridiculous. Okay, I can go back now. Don't y'all realize that thousands of people are getting killed daily from distracted drivers? Well, if you didn't know that, pay attention to this video, because this video is going to be about the time when my friend Josh got into his first car accident from being a distracted driver. Now, this all happened during our senior year in high school. Now, every day after school, Josh's dad used to bring me home from school for free. Even after I offered him gas money, he wouldn't even accept it. And I was very grateful for that. And so was my mama, because my mama used to work the overnight shift. So in the daytime, she wanted to get her rest. So Josh's dad was a lifesaver to her and to myself. But Josh wasn't a big fan of riding in the car with his dad, because his dad used to always embarrass him for telling a whole bunch of embarrassing stories. His dad used to always say, "Hey Charles, back when Josh was a little kid, he was a crybaby." He used to play soccer too, and whenever he used to lose a game of soccer, he used to always throw a temper tantrum. "Dad, stop it, you're embarrassing me, Dad. You see, that's why I can't wait till I get my license, so I can drive myself to school and home from school." Well, you know what, Josh? You do have your own car, but the only thing you're missing is a license. So when his 18th birthday rolled around, he hurried up and rushed over to the DPS office so he could get his license, because he just had it with his daddy. And the next day after he got his license, he called me up on the phone. He said, "Hey Charles, you need to ride to school?" I said, "Sure." He said, "All right, bro, I'm on the way." So he comes and picked me up, and he had a red Mustang. Man, I miss that red Mustang. We went everywhere in Houston with that Mustang. Those were the good old days. Now back to the story. And when Josh had his car, his two friends, I'm gonna call them friends because I don't think that they really his friends. They just like to use him for his stuff. I'm gonna call them Oscar and Cameron. I also mentioned them in my previous video, my high school enemy. You know, just watch that video to get caught up with them so y'all can know a little more about them. So they just took so much advantage of Josh and just really made me upset with that. So one morning, I had woke up with a terrible nosebleed. I couldn't even go to school because my nose was bleeding for 30 minutes straight. So I had to stay home from school to take care of my nosebleeds. I'm so glad I don't have nosebleeds no more. I used to really suffer with nosebleeds back when I was younger, but those days are over. So I'm at home taking care of my nosebleeds, trying to keep my nose moist so my nose won't bleed, trying to keep my blood pressure down. So my mama comes in my room. She said, "Hey Charles, you want to go down to the car dealership and get you a car?" Because y'all remember I used to sell snacks. That's from my high school enemy story. You know, go back to that story if y'all haven't seen that. Because I actually bought my car with the money that I raised with snack money. So she took me over to the car dealership. I got my first car. It was a red 2007 Kia Optima. Man, I had some fun up in that car. Oh, I missed that car. Those were the good old days. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I bought the car, and as soon as I bought the car, I said, "Oh, I can't wait to tell Josh that I got a car." You know, now he gonna be so excited. So right when I'm about to text Josh and say, "Hey, I just got my car," I got a text message from him saying that he had some bad news. So I'm thinking that he just failed a test or something. I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Don't worry, Josh. You know, you'll do better on your next test. Don't worry about failing that test." He said, "No, bro, it's not about the test. I got into my first car accident." I was like, "Oh, are you serious, Josh?" He said, "Yeah, I'm serious." So I called his phone. He didn't answer the phone. So 2 hours later, I called him when he got home from school. He answered the phone. It just sounded like he was crying through the phone. I said, "Hey, Josh, man, I'm sorry that you got into a car accident. So tell me what happened. How did you get into that accident? What happened?" He said, "Okay, this is what happened. We were going to McDonald's on our lunch break, and you know that terrible intersection, like it's a light right there, and as soon as the light turns, cars are just coming from the right hand side." I said, "Oh yeah, I know what intersection you're talking about." He said, well, I was waiting for the cars to pass through, and the cars was just taking forever. They just kept coming and coming and coming. And I was distracted because Oscar, he was saying, hey, listen to the song right here. So we're listening to the Usher song. I'm like, yeah, I like that song. I like that song. So I'm looking down, and next thing you know, Oscar saying, oh, you got it, Josh, you got it. So me not paying attention, I just go and I gun it. And then next thing you know, a car hits me and go boom. And my car spun around like 3 times and it tore up the whole front end of the car. I said, so you were listening to Oscar tell you to gun it? He said, yeah, because he told me I could make it, but we were distracted because we were listening to Usher. I said, so Usher and Oscar messed up your Mustang. Ain't that a shame? I said, you know what, Josh, I'm sorry to hear that. I said, but you know what? Whenever you need a ride to school and a ride home from school, I'm your man right here. But how can you do that, Charles? You don't even have a car. That's what you think. I'm on the way over to your house right now. I want to show you something. Okay. So I get over to Josh's house and I knock on his door. He answered the door. I said, come outside. I want to show you something. So he walks outside. I say, look at that car right there. He said, that's a nice car. That's your cousin's car? No, that's my car. Oh. I said, no, Josh, look, don't feel like I came over here to rub it in your face that you got a car. I just came over to tell you, you know, you and your dad took care of me. Y'all used to bring me home from school back when I didn't even have a car. Now that I have a car and that you lost your car, I can take you to school. I can pick you up from school. It's no problem. I mean, because that's what friends are for. He said, appreciate that, bro. So I took him to school the next morning. And of course, Oscar and Cameron, they were like, man, when you gonna get your car fixed, Josh? So I'm mad. I'm like, why you care if he gonna get his car fixed? Cause y'all need to ride home? Y'all ain't doing nothing but using him. You know, I just couldn't stand them. They just wanted to use him. Like, no, we not using him. We just want to know when you gonna get his car fixed. Yeah, cause you want to know when y'all can get another free ride home. No, Charles, it's not like that. They're not taking advantage of me. They was taking advantage of him. Because as soon as he got another car, they were like, oh, can you take me home, Josh? I'm like, yeah. They weren't really talking to Josh when he didn't have a car, but when he finally got another car, they was all up on his, you know what. I'm not gonna say it on here, trying to keep this rated PG. But he kind of downgraded and got a green Pontiac, and he had a mirror. The mirror on the passenger side was hanging down. It was hanging for dear life. But hey, it still got him from point A to point B. Whenever he started the car, he used to go, yeah. But hey, it was a car, you know. So that was my first story about being distracted while driving. Listening to a CD and listening to your friend say, oh, you got it. Now that's bringing me over to my second story. And this story is going to be about the time when I got into my first car accident in my car. Now this all happened back in 2011. Now I was working at Papa Seafood at the time, and I was also going to a community college called HCC. HCC was right next to Papa Seafood. So after I got out of class, I'm on my phone, you know, dropping out the HCC parking lot, texting on my phone, texting my cousin, and looking at my phone, looking up at the road. Next thing you know, I see cars coming. I said, oh, I got it. Right after this car, I got it. So the car passed by, and I wasn't even paying attention to another car, so I just shoot out there and I make a right turn. As soon as I make a right turn, this white car comes from the left-hand side and saying, boom! And when she hit me, my car went over to the right-hand side of the lane, and her car went over to the left-hand side, and she had got up on the curb and hit a pole, and it messed up her hood and everything, and then her front bumper had fell off, and I was like, oh. I said, ooh. So I just threw my phone down on the floor. I got out the car. I said, you hit me. You hit me. I'm trying to blame it on her, even though it was my fault. I was on my phone, wasn't paying attention to her coming from the left-hand side. I said, you hit me. She got out the car. You stupid son of a, you stupid mother. You need to start paying attention. I said, you hit me. But I knew it was my fault, but I'm trying to put it on her. She said, I got a baby in the car. Don't you realize that? I said, did she really got a baby in the car? I don't think she got a baby in the car. So she pulls the baby out the car. I said, ooh, it was a baby in the car. So right now I feel like crap because now I caused an accident because I'm texting while driving and I wasn't paying attention, and then it caused me to pull out and make a wide turn and she hits me, but it was my fault. And then now I'm worried about the baby, and now my car is total, her car is total. She just hit a pole and it was just a big old mess. So I pulled up into the Papa Seafood parking lot. Oh man, I'll never forget this day. This is the most embarrassing day of my life, one of them. So all of the waiters, I could see them looking through the window. They just peeking out at the window. And a few of the waiters actually came outside. They were like, hey Charles, you all right? We saw what happened. We saw that car hit you. I said, yeah, it was her fault. You know, I'm trying to blame it on her because I'm embarrassed right now. I don't want my co-workers from Papa's to think I can't drive. I mean, I could drive, but I was on my phone. You know, I didn't want to admit that I was on the phone. So I'm worried about the baby. Right now, I don't care if I get a ticket from the police officer. I'm just worried about the baby. I'm just worried if the baby's okay. So the police and the paramedics come. They check out the baby. The baby was fine, thank God. And the police did his little detective work, and of course he said that it was my fault. And I'm still trying to put it on her. And I couldn't call my mom and my auntie because my mom and my auntie had went out of town to Chicago. So I had to call my grandma and I had to call my godmom and my brother to come over. So I was embarrassed, you know. They was like, so what was you doing? You didn't see that car coming? I was like, yeah, I saw the car. What was you doing? You weren't on that phone, was you? I wasn't on the phone, no. But I was texting and driving. So a whole bunch of waiters, they was like, did that police officer give you a ticket? No, I didn't get a ticket because I didn't want to tell them that I got a ticket. You know, I was embarrassed. You know, I didn't want to say, oh yeah, I got a ticket, you know, because I was texting driving. You know, I just didn't want to admit to it. I said, no, I didn't get a ticket. I said, she got the ticket. It looked like you got the ticket. I was looking out the window. It looked like that cop gave you the ticket. I said, no. He was giving you something. I said, no, he was giving me a paper to sign. Okay then. But yes, for those of you that are watching from Papa Seafood, you guys remember, I got a ticket. Yeah, I did. I'll admit to it. And not proud of it. But never text and drive because I could have killed that baby. And it was actually her nephew. She was actually babysitting for her sister. So if that baby would have died, I would have felt like crap for looking at my phone and texting and driving. So don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, it can wait. It's very dangerous. And that's the moral of the story. Never listen to the radio and be distracted while you drive. You can listen to the radio, but make sure your eyes are on the road. And also, here's another thing. If you have babies or little kids that are like 2 or 3 years old, like little toddlers, please make sure they're in a car seat and make sure that they're strapped down before taking off. And please remember to always wear your seatbelts at all times. Front seat and the back seat. You have to wear a seatbelt. It's very important. And around the holidays, it's a lot of crazy drunk drivers out there. Just please be careful because my mama always told me you gotta drive for yourself and for everybody else. So you gotta watch out for those lunatics. You gotta watch out for people running red lights. You gotta watch out for people getting over in the other lane without turning on their signal. You just gotta watch out for all kinds of things. You know, it's dangerous out there. So just please, I just can't stress this enough. Just don't text and drive. It can wait. It can wait. I mean, just have a friend. If you get a text message, if you riding with a friend, say, hey, look, check that phone. I can't text and drive. I might have an accident because it's not worth it. And don't you guys realize that in the year 2014, 3,179 people were killed from distracted drivers? Your life can change in the blink of an eye just like that because you just couldn't wait to send a text message. I mean, it's not that important. If it is important, if you just can't wait to text, just pull into a parking lot and then text them back. I mean, that's all you gotta do. But just don't text and drive. Just don't do it. Don't do it at all. Please, guys. I just can't stress that enough. Because it's not worth your life and it's not worth the other person's life. And if I would have killed that little baby, trust me, I would have had to live with that guilt for the rest of my life. You got to watch out for some people because they cross the street without looking. So just be aware at all times. Just please be aware and don't text and drive. Just please don't text and drive. So anyway, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is not like my old Storytime videos, but it's a little bit different. But I just wanted to get the message out there. Don't text and drive, please. It can wait. That's a wrap.